Standard 6, Subject English, Lesson number 1.2, Who's the Greatest? Dear children, before I start this lesson, I would like to give you short introduction related to this lesson. In the first part, we have learned Who's the Greatest is an interesting lesson which narrates two of the very popular person Akbar and Birbal stories. Akbar would always pose interesting questions and problems in his court, and Birbal, one of his nine gems or Navratans, never failed to come up with an interesting answer. In this lesson, one of the stories talk about Akbar question to his courtiers. What should be the punishment for someone who pulls my mustache? So, dear children, this was the short introduction related to this lesson. I'm going to continue the second part of this lesson. As you can see, the subparagraph of the lesson here, I start. Whip him, beat him up, hang him, cut off his offending hands. Now, what is mean by offending? Offending means the person who has done crime or wrongdoing. So here all the courtiers were giving their opinion to King Akbar. They were saying such kind of crime the person has done, we should cut off the offender hands, or we should whip him, beat him up, or hang it down to that person, the person who has done such a crime. The agitated, now what is mean by agitated? Agitated means angry or disturbance, you can say. Courteous, the courteous means the person who are present in the court, or the person who is a part of the court of a king or queen. So here all the courtiers started to become angry. The agitated courtiers began to cry out. Only Birbal was silent. He was even smiling a little. So all the courtiers, all the person who was related to the court, who was a part of that court, was screaming, shouting that we should do that, we should do this to give the punishment to that person. Only the Birbal was standing aside and keep little smiling. What do you say, Birbal? What is your opinion? So, while looking to Birbal, the King Akbar told to Birbal that what is your opinion? What do you think? Let's move to the next paragraph of the lesson, dear children. In my opinion, a giver of peace. Now, what is mean by peace, dear children? Peace means freedom from disturbance. So here, in my opinion, a giver of peace to the world, the offender should be given his favorite sweet meals. So here, King Akbar asked to Birbal that according to you what punishment we should give to the offender. So Birbal, Raja Birbal given his opinion that we should give some favorite sweets to the offender who has pulled the emperor mustache. By listening this, what courtiers start? Let's see. Raja Birbal, are you out of your mind? So when Raja Birbal told that we should offer some sweet to the offender, so other courtiers started to say to Raja Birbal that are you out of your mind? Give sweet meats for such a grave offerings. Grave means serious. So here the courtiers started to say to Raja Birbal that Raja Birbal, are you out of your mind? The offender who has done such a crime, you would like to give some sweet to him? The courtiers began to say. Birbal smiled and offered an explanation, and so when all the courtiers started to say one by one to Birbal, so Birbal has listened to them, and after that Birbal smiled and offered an explanation. So Birbal started to explain what he really want to say. Yes, who would be so bold as to pull the emperor's mustache? Only his own grandson. So here Raja Birbal started to explain to the courtiers what he want to tell. He told none of anyone can pull emperor mustache, because no one is so fool or no one is so bold that anyone can come and pull the emperor mustache. This thing only can done by his own grandson. When Akbar heard this, he burst out laughing, because that is exactly what had happened in the morning. So here Raja Birbal, when he told in front of courtiers and Akbar that none of other can pull Emperor Mushtak, only his own grandson can pull. So when King Akbar heard this, he can't control his laughing. He burst out laughing, because that is exactly what happened in the morning. Let's move to the next paragraph of the lesson. On another occasion, Akbar was relaxing with some of his courtiers. Now, here, this is the second story from this lesson, dear children. So, here, the king Akbar was relaxing with some of his courtiers, taking rest with some of his courtiers. A few of them thought this was a good opportunity to shower praise on the emperor and get some favor from him. Now, what is meant by shower praise, dear children? Shower praise to express warm approval, or you can say to give a lots of praise, to abandon the praise. So here some of the courtier thought that this was a good chance, good opportunity to shower the praise on the emperor and get some favor from him. They began to compete with each other in praising Akbar. So one by one they started to compete with each other and started to impress King Akbar. You are the greatest of the kings. So here one of the courtier come to impress King Akbar and he started to say that you are the greatest king. Now second, you are the greatest of the kings or emperor that ever live on the earth. So one by one all the courtiers started to come and started to give false praises to King Akbar. So one of the courtiers told that you are the greatest king, and the second courtiers come and say that you are the greatest king or emperor that ever live on the earth. So like this the courtiers started to compete with each other and start to impress to King Akbar. Dear children, hope you all understood the second part of this lesson. Thank you.